So jumping back into the Just Create SMP, my goodness, I've got a plan for today. In like theory, it sounds really easy, but in practice, yeah, I don't think it's going to be. That's because I want to start routing all of our material that we're now getting from the foundry, and I want to start sending it to the mall. And I don't actually have a way of getting items into the mall, so that's going to be something that I have to solve today. But not only that, I've got to get packages to that. And then we also need to get redstone from Stam's area also into the mall. And I've got to make sure I have all the vaults for it, which I think I do. See, the only real thing I need to send over to the mall is going to be extra iron. We're also going to need possibly our nether quartz, and we're going to need copper and brass. We don't actually need zinc over there. And yeah, this is going to be enough. We have 3 over here. I'm pretty sure there's 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4, 5 on this side. And we really only have 4 products that need to be sent from our foundry. And then one of these needs to be redstone. And I think that would leave us with everything needed, I think, to get brass age automated and even copper. And I mean, I built the mall with the idea that I was going to eventually come back to it and extend onto it, because we're not really using it to its full potential. Notice all of this space over here, all of the space on the other side, and most of these modules can be reused for things as well. So we're probably gonna have to break this up into different parts. First part is going to be getting the resources into these vaults, which, like I said, it seems really fine, but whenever we take a look at this section down here, we realize if I want a train to come through here and I want to get resources into here, I don't know if it's going to be an easy task for us just to get the items in here, unless we can actually use a post box. No, that wouldn't work, would it? I mean, technically we could have a train that pops into here, and we have a train station that is hooked up like somewhere up high, and we have a post box to allow the package to send. We just have to make sure that that post box can actually reach up into the mall. And if it can reach up into the mall, then we can just pull out of the post box and send it directly into a frogport, which could then eject the packages onto the chains and just deliver it through the chain network that already exists. Okay, this right here could be the way to do this. Now, I tell you what, this right here has completely changed trains for me. I wish I would have known this from the very start. I probably would have designed my partway station a little bit differently. I probably wouldn't have even designed it at all if I had really taken a deeper look at the post box. And for that, I am entirely sorry, because these post box are incredibly powerful. Now, I think we do have an extended config where the range that the post boxes can reach are extended, because I don't think that they're supposed to be extended as far away from the actual train station as we have the ability to do in here. So if you're playing on an unmodified config and you're seeing this, well, now you know why it looks different. Now, just as an example of getting the items, for example, from our foundry over to our mall, getting them directly out of the foundry is going to be our first problem. And so I can use just a train station, for example, right here. And we can have the train pull up to this train station, which could be here, which this distance is already, I think, modified. But if we click this on here, I can then send it over here. And then we have ourselves a post box. Now, this doesn't have to have any addresses or anything like that on this. This is the sender post box. And I think we are going to have to change the address on the other post box, because that's how the trains are going to work, right? But we can use a little bit of regex, I believe. It's a lot easier when we're just doing one package, but we're going to be pulling everything out of the mall. Everything's going to have its own individual name, but we're going to put something in front of it to make sure that we know that it's going to the mall. Now, I really wish the reg was a little bit easier to explain in this scenario, because we won't be able to define it until after we already have the packages technically set up. But you know what? I could do my best to explain this. Let's just say we have packages that are being requested, and we are going to have that happening because what we're going to do is link factory gauges onto our current network here, and that can then see the contents of our network. And then we'll place those factory gauges on our vaults that are empty over there, and then we'll set the to keep in stock value. Once we have that, then this will perform a request. Now on those, we will set an address on those factory gauges, and that's what these will be addressed by. And then if we, on those addresses, set mall and then whatever name we want, inside of the post box back over at the mall, we could do a little bracket section like this, and then we just say mall, if that's what's at the beginning of our statement, and then we just follow up with everything with an asterisk. That, I believe, will wildcard everything, but we'll be looking for mall in the title. And so I think this setup like this, I mean, that would work just fine. Now this one, however, this needs to be empty. We don't actually want anything on this. Okay, so let's get started with our factory gauges so we can get this all started. Now back here, I believe all we have to do is just tap into the entirety of the network. So this means any of the factory gauges. You can see they're all going to be highlighted blue, which is perfect because we actually want to check all of these. And I'm so glad that these have an unlimited range, unlike, well, for example, the redstone links, which I still am so confused why they have a limit of just base 250. I don't get that. Like, it'd be so nice if, like, in the future it could work the same way as the factory gauges, because there's some really cool setups that I would really like to use if they worked, well, infinitely. But that's for another video. Instead, today, let's head back over to the mall, because this is where we're going to set up our packagers. It's going to be a lot of back and forth today. I mean, honestly, one of the setups with the redstone links would have really helped here, because it is a little bit more complicated to set up, stasis teleporters, which I would really love to set up. Yeah, it would be a whole lot easier getting back and forth if I had something like that. Now remember, ultimately I want to have this all connected onto our chain line. So to get this done, we can go ahead and start here. I think at the end of the day, we're going to have a packager that is going to be receiving and a packager that's sending. And that's going to be the same on all of these. It'll actually be very similar to how we're handling our logs. Now, in setting these up, we just have to click the thing on the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up. And for example, this one is going to be iron. And then inside of here is where we need to set that address. So mall underscore iron. This, and then we can do underscore CA just to make sure. But remember, this is the important part, the fact that this starts with mall, and we're gonna prefix this for all of the other components. So the only thing missing on here is also getting ourselves some frogports, which is then going to pull those items off. But now to get this to all work, I need to go straight down. This is where the actual train station is at. And yeah, well, I guess you can call this a train station, train tunnel. Now this is the path that the train will end up going, but we need it to get to here. And I want to make sure that my train, if I'm using one, works its way at least deeper into the tunnel. And I'm really hoping I can actually place this nearby. Oh, it's too far from the train track. I mean, what is the closest we can get? I mean, I might have to relink it. I mean, it might just have to stick out a little bit. Let's see, maybe we can put it up here. I'm really hoping though it could, yeah, at least set up here. And then how far out, because this is going to make a big difference as well, how far out can the post box go? Can it make it all the way up here? Oh, if it does, that's perfect. I actually need it to go a couple of blocks higher right there. So it will reach. Okay, so the train station will be hidden, and then the contents will be pulled out and will go into this box, right? And then we need to set this one to that mall. If I'm doing this correctly, we'll find out. Just like that. So that should accept packages that have mall as the start in the title, or just mall in the title in general. I mean, based on the documentation, I would also assume that this would work, but I could be wrong. Now, actually, to be even more specific, I think we can do like M as the first character, and then we put them in these brackets here, and then asterisks after. So it's going to look for M being the first character, and then it's going to be followed by ALL, and then anything follows. And I know this seems very weird, but I'm just kind of reading the documentation on the Create Wiki, because this is like the only place you can find this information. And so, yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be also correct. I'm pretty sure there's a million different ways that you could do this. I mean, let me know if there's any other way that you would have done this. I mean, it's very, very simple after all. You do want to kind of think ahead, because you don't want to set some character string up that like is going to also be picked up in the future. Now for this, I'm going to call it Mall Station. I think that is going to be fine. And yeah, I mean, the train should just kind of pull in here. I mean, knowing how this train system works, it just feels so much different than every other train setup I've ever done with Create. So yeah, the fact that it just kind of pulls in and goes, I'm going to go here, and then just deposits it like wirelessly, just, yeah, it feels odd. I'm getting used to it. As you can see, it's just going to take me, it's going to take me a moment. But now technically this is the drop-off position, and we then need to carry those packages over to here. And so what I think I'm going to do, use a belt to send the packages over, and then that is going to go directly into a frogport. And that frogport is going to be linked up and is just going to throw those packages up onto the chain, which will then automatically route themselves into the correct frogports, which will be listed here. I mean, yeah, it's an interesting system, I must say. Now on these frogports, we are going to have to place an entrance into it. So we will need like a funnel. So yeah, this is going to pull the packages out, and then it's going to transfer that into the frogport. The frogport will then shoot the items up here, and then those will get carried on to other frogports. So we'll pop on over here. And for example, this frogport, I mean, it's going to be very simple. We have to link it to the chain, just like all of our other links. Link to the chain, and then we want to name this the same as what is on the factory gauge. That way it will pick up that package, and that should be it. Yeah, it's going to pick the package up, which will be delivered from here, and I've got to do this for all the rest. And with this powered up, my only major concern is potentially this frogport being bogged up, but I mean, it's probably only going to receive a few packages at a time. The train's going to drop it off. All the packages are going to end up inside of here and then end up being drained. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should add a buffer in here. Yeah, you know, for me, buffers are always sort of the solution. Like, this will allow us to store like 27 packages. I know this can store a lot, but I just don't want my train getting stuck down here. So now we're kind of almost there. Like, I am going to have to take another trip back and then another trip back to do the requesting, and then a trip back to check and make sure everything is sent. But I mean, we should end up, whenever I turn this on, we should end up with a package that is down there that is ready to be picked up. You know what? I can go ahead and turn this on, and let's just request like 1 stack of iron. I think that will automatically at least get a package spinning down there. Now, I was looking down there, I was like, where's my package? And yeah, there's the package. And I think it's setting up there because there is nowhere for it to go to. So let's actually fix that. So what we're going to need to do is set up the frogport. And this frogport needs to accept also anything that has mall. So this would be actually a great way for us to test. However, I am going to need frogports, aren't I? Oh boy, and yet again, another trip. After grabbing one of these, we can place that down directly on top of this chute. And this is where I want to change things up. So again, we want to specify mall, and it'll be bracketed like this. And if this is set up right, that package should have somewhere to go. And I'm hoping to see that then flow down and make its way in. And then that will get collected, go into the chute, which will work its way into the post box. Oh, this is perfect. Now with this in place, we just need to make sure that the areas here are chunk loaded for the chains to work. That's going to be a job in itself. But we can probably go ahead and start our schedule and at least get our schedule set up. And I think for now, I'm just going to use my main train, and it should be easy to add this schedule onto here. Now, getting the train schedule set up, I mean, yeah, like I said, I have no idea. If I'm not going to use this train, or should I use this train? I mean, I just don't have enough package areas set up. You know what? Yeah, I definitely should use this train, and I think I know why I should use it, but I'm going to have to add another car to it. And maybe just add a package car to the back. And then we're going to have to change up the schedule quite a bit. So yeah, to get this to work, I mean, just adding a bunch of spots for packages to be able to rest on by adding a package car. I'm just going to do the single level package car on this one. And that, I think, will be more than fine. And after getting all the stuff, we can go ahead and let this bad boy rip. And man, it's just so satisfying watching these cars be built in. I love the schematic in so much. Before I wrap this train up and get everything up and running, there is one more thing I need to do. Yeah, Krelek, I think that's, or Kralek over on YouTube with the comments. I mean, that honestly, that's so good. Aussie Hogsborn for the train conductor. for our Blazy train, it doesn't get better than this. Also, thank you for being subscribed. I appreciate that. Now with the train car installed, yes, everything should be ready to go. And voila. But now for the hard part, setting up the schedule. Okay, so we have it doing this section right here where it's doing this, and then it goes to Chosen's Blaze Rods. But before it goes to Chosen's Blaze Rods, or actually after it does this operation, we might want to try and add another retrieve package before it goes back and loops this again. I mean, trying to think about this logistically and the distance it's going to take for it to travel. I mean, it's going to go to Stam's redstone, which I would like to eventually pick up redstone from. And then it tries to go back to this area right here to request a package if it's there. And then it wants to go back and deliver it. But we also probably want to pick up packages prior to this, but we also want to make sure that our packages don't end up completely full, which I don't think will always happen. So it might be best to have also another retrieve package before this that is actually looking for our mall packages. What has me confused, however, is the deliver package. So this is stating that it's going to deliver the first package in the cargo, delivers to the station with the correct post box. So this has me thinking that I'm going to probably need to split these up. So I'm going to have one that does a blaze run, and then I'm going to have one that is completely separate from this run right here. So let's add a new line to retrieve package. And then again, we are going to be doing, I think, the same thing where we're looking for packages that are that start with mall. And by doing that, any package that starts with mall, it's going to go to that post box and try to pick them up. So that part is done. That makes a lot of sense. And then we just want it to simply do the same thing again down here and then loop. So yeah, I guess we're just going to be adding it to the back here. And you know what? The more that I look at this, the more I realize, yeah, that this is going to logistically work. So let's just say it goes to Stam's area and then it comes back and it's going to perform a check, and it's going to check if there are blaze rods for it to pick up. And then if it does pick them up, it's then going to take it back to Stam's area and drop them off. Unfortunately, this is going to cause some problems if we do it any other way, I think, because it's checking the first package in the cargo. Because if it was to have picked one of these up, then it's going to try to do this and drop those off at the other post office. So with this doing this check, it's then going to check, and then it's going to drive back over here. It's going to wait a few seconds. This gives me the time to be able to like stop and interact with the train. And then it's going to potentially check if the mall has the location. So it's going to go there, try to grab those packages, and then it's going to drive it back to the other area and check. And then it's going to loop back around. And at this point, it's going to drive back over to Stam's area, which is fine. Eventually, I'm hoping to be able to pick up redstone in this operation. So I think this schedule is going to work. It's not going to be fast, but it doesn't need to be fast, which is a good thing with this setup. So, all right, Ozzy Hogsborn, it's time for you to rock and roll. It's going to take about 30 seconds for him to get back up and going. But at this point, the only thing left to do, I think, is get some more chunk loaders set up. Now, something I should note, I'm thinking, unless we absolutely need the chunk loaders already, that package should get picked up because this does work without being chunk loaded. However, you need the area chunk loaded for the packages to actually get routed to the packager. I mean, yeah, it needs to be chunk loaded, but still, it should take the package that already exists in there and should send it on. Oh, I think it's doing the thing. Okay, so it probably just pulled that package out, and that should mean there's iron in here. Oh, I'm pretty excited about this. And voila, there are 64 iron ingots, which means the mall and all of my like regex stuff work. So like I said, chunk loaders. Now I already have one. I just put this in here, which fits perfectly, goes right in the top, and only actually chunk loads just enough space to keep the main infrastructure up and running. And this will actually prevent some of the major issues that's been happening, where like one side will get loaded because somebody will be like near spawn, and so only this side will get loaded, which means these chains are constantly getting packages sent to them because for some reason the factory gauges can't receive a signal. I have no idea. When I came back, there was like 1 million gravel packages this morning. So yeah, and it seemed like it overfilled the chain even, which I was kind of surprised by because this is only supposed to accept like 30 packages. There was a pile of boxes. so much gravel that I had to burn up. I was like, you know what? It's probably best if I actually slap down a chunk loader under here. But this leads me to needing another chunk loader. I'm probably going to need potentially 2 to fully load up the entirety of the mall area. But this also means I probably should get some redstone logic set up so that way we can make sure that it kind of shuts down if it does become overfilled. And so this means to get more chunk loaders back to the gold farm. Yeah, I mean, the big bottleneck is just simply making crying obsidian. Oh boy, what a pain this is. Like, we ended up getting a dried gas from the trades. Aw, I mean, I already had a dried gas, but now I have another one. Now that part's out of the way. I still have to go back after getting these crafted and scoop up a couple of gas. I mean, but first, I mean, we gotta place them down. Oh, this is adorable. Just a few crafts later, doing it all by hand. I mean, I still don't think this is worth automating. And now I've just got to go through and capture all these gas. Okay, yeah. This is what we're doing today. Now, mapping out the sections here to make sure we get this all chunk loaded. I mean, this one right here is 2 away from the wall, and so within this chunk. And then we also have space out in the front, and we have plenty of space out the back. So I might be able to get away with literally 2 of these. No, I will quite literally be able to handle this with just 1. This whole thing fits. And so to make this look a bit cleaner, yeah, I'm just going to put it up here because this is the chunk that needs to be loaded. And it's going to load 2 chunks that way, 2 chunks this way, and then these 2 chunks, which fit perfectly. Same on the other side. Now, knowing that all of this is set up and working, we can increase the stacks. So we can say, for example, keep 32 stacks or 27. I mean, 27 would be a shulker box worth inside of here. Yeah, let's do 27. I mean, this is already done the amount of promises, but yeah, we still have plenty of vault space. Yeah, doing like, I don't know, a shulker box full seems completely fair. And I mean, same for brass. This is actually going to kick off our brass automation and have that jump back into full swing. Now, what's going to be interesting is once we get all of this up and running, we wait a little bit. I mean, the train is going to deliver all of those products into those vaults. It's just going to take a little bit of time because it is traveling all the way to Stam's area. But speaking of Stam's area, I should probably try my best to chunk load that area. Yeah, because we are going to need redstone. We are going to need this for this factory. And so I do need that running. So now back over at Stam's area, like I said, we've got to get this chunk loaded, but I've also got to figure out a way to get redstone over here and get another train station set up. So how am I going to do this? How am I going to set up like a packager maybe? And then somehow set up some sort of chain drive system into this. I mean, what I could do is possibly like a round robin system. Like we could definitely use some sort of round robin system to keep some sort of inventory in stock. Like, and this will be his inventory and mine would be somewhere else. Like I could do a similar setup to this where we have a metal girder and then we have a post box, and I already have myself a post box here. And we can link, we can link this post box up to the same train system, station, not system. But now how will I get by with doing this? I mean, we're going to set up the same system that's over here. So just a belt that is spinning like this. I mean, this will need to spin in the opposite direction. So I can do something like this. And then now that belt is spinning, which is going to send packages in. But I think what I'm going to do is potentially hide some sort of vault underground here. That way I could do sort of a system where I feed off of this vault to do the requesting. Now to do this, I am going to need to line myself up. So a little bit of breaky here. It looks like right there on this redstone is where I need to go. Oh, and there just so happens to be a ton of space down here. So yeah, what I'm thinking is we have a chute system that leads down into here. And we can just set up just a normal vault. I think that would be fine. And it doesn't even have to be a large vault, just needs to be a vault. Like a chute is going to go directly into this to fill it up. Then this vault is going to need a packager that is going to be linked to it. And we are also going to need to be able to read this stock. So this is going to contain a stock. So there's the stock link, which we will hook a factory gauge to then make sure it keeps another container in stock. And then we need to probably get those packages out of here once they're generated. And I think the best way to do that is probably to use chutes with a fan on the top that sort of sucks the chutes up. Sorry, sucks the packages up. Oh, and I'm also going to like change this because I just realized I am 1 block short. thankfully, I do have some space back here. Yeah, look at that. This is going to work out perfect. We just need to feed this all the way up directly till we get to the belt right here. And then we need to somehow transfer energy to a fan that's pointed down into this. Speaking of fan, yeah, we have that right here. And hey, look, Stam just joined. So perfect. There we go. Items are now moving upwards. We've just got to fix the mess on the roof, and I don't actually know how. I'm gonna make that look okay. Yeah, you know what? I'll just throw some cobblestone slabs on there. Yeah, we should be good to go. Let's see.
Chosen?
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Yep, I'm in the back. I'm doing.
What are you up to? what?
I am literally dividing the redstone. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right. Boop.
Oh, you're stealing all the redstone?
And then nope. Round robin. I think that's going in there. There we go.
It's going in there. What are you doing?
Evenly split.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yep. And
Didn't know you were
so
gonna do that, but yeah, that makes it easier to transport it to your base.
Yep. And yeah, it's about to go down. The mall is about to be mollified.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What are you adding?
Everything.
Can you up how many vaults you have in storage, by the way?
Well, it's chunk loaded. It's
there?
chunk loaded now, so I fixed that today.
Okay.
So now that it's chunk loaded, it should generate quick enough, honestly.
So have you got all of the blaze rods and everything working as well then?
Yeah, blaze rods should be constantly sending. Yeah, they're stocked up in here.
I did see the train just now, so.
Yep, and then the train is going to come back and pick up redstone too. But yeah, it should keep
restocked.
It should keep
There's a
9.
loader.
It should keep 9 in stock.
Is the farm working? Yes.
Yeah.
9 in stock. Yeah.
It should. I hope. As long as all of the
I
other
guess,
stuff is functioning.
Yeah.
And then
Where's my wall?
Down here, I put a vault underneath here.
Uh-huh.
And then this is going to be the receive. It's going to send the redstone up. And so it's the same setup as the other one.
Right. Cool.
Yep, just opposite. But the roof is a little bit of a thing. I don't know what to do up here.
What are you doing on my roof?
We don't have gearboxes that can be facaded, do we?
No.
It would be nice.
You could just replace these with stairs.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
To.
I can do that. But yeah, there we go. But that will be all set
up.
Oh,
you're pulling the items upwards instead of...
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yep, it's going to be pulled up from
done
the
that,
vault.
Actually.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
a little bit janky, but it's got to be done that way because of the way the package is set up down here. So
okay,
I noticed there was a lot of room down here. So I was like, oh, hey, look.
Oh, yeah. You do not have to worry about that. We floating up here.
There's a guard down there. Looking.
Oh, yeah. He's just guarding away.
So if you notice redstone dwindling, I'm not affecting any of your built-up redstone, so that's all fine.
No, I don't.
So it's
I mean, how much is even there?
Like, there's like 16,000 right now, but that was prior to putting the chunk loader. I just put that down. So that's going to build up, and I'm assuming this system will just shut itself off.
Oh, okay,
it
nice.
backs up.
Yes, this one shuts itself off, but maybe we have to add it if you want your vault to be filled up as well. I don't know.
Oh, so there is a redstone kill switch on this? Oh, okay.
Yes, there is one hidden.
I would assume the belt would have backed up. Okay.
In here. That just does that, and that turns it all off.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll have to be changed.
But yes, the vault would also it would also back up if it's full. Cool.
I don't know. I'll have to fix that then. But I'm almost done here. I'll get out of your hair then.
Oh, I mean, I just saw the train arriving, and then I saw that you were here, so I just wanted to pop by. I'm about to start working on the next level of my mega base.
All right, I'm gonna get back to this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to mine. I gotta go do some snooping at Beardy's base to figure this out.
Expect new things in the mall soon. All right, bye. Tell you what, I'm kind of glad I got to chat there because this means that I now know this exists, and I need to pop down in here, and then I need to. It's right here. I need to yoink that. Yeah, we don't need that down there. Honestly though, I have no idea what this was wired to, but I'm sure Stam knows. But yeah, now with that out of the way, what I'm able to do is place in my andesite funnel. This is going to pull the packages out, and then we need an andesite funnel over here. Perfect. And yeah, we can make this super fancy by putting an andesite tunnel here, just like that. And now we have a little bit of redstone, which is exactly what I want to see. So that should be round robining, which means that this one will receive redstone, then the other vault will receive redstone, and it'll go back and forth and back and forth. Thankfully though, with round robin, if one vault fills up, then this one will fill up. If this one fills up, then the other one will fill up. Then if both are filled up, then weld the whole belt line will back up and then everything will kind of stop. And we could set up like just a singular mega kill switch inside of a buffer chest. So what you could do is you could let items buffer into a buffer chest. And if that threshold is placed on that buffer chest, well, then you could shut the whole network off. But I don't honestly think this is going to need it just yet. Maybe something we have to work out in the future. But for now, I've got to get this factory gauge linked up, and then we've got trains to redesign again. Oh, yeah, but before I head out, I should probably do this. Perfect. Yeah, looks good. And so just like all of our others, we'll just slap in some redstone, which I do have in my containers. There we go. And yet again, this one will be called Mall. I don't know who Bird is, but Mall Redstone. And then underscore CA. I tell you what, it's almost as if these vaults were perfectly designed for this. I mean, this is exactly the right amount of product. Like, this wasn't even 100% intentional, like, not at all. Now, I think I can go ahead and start to pull a request. I just don't know how many we have in stock at the moment, so I'll just, for right now, do one stack, give it a little bit, and so long as we actually end up with a stack of redstone in here, we know that our system is functioning. It just takes a little bit of time because of the train distance travel thing. Oh, yeah. I probably should also set up the train. Now, you know what I just realized as I was making my train trip over here? Did I accidentally forget to link the redstone to the train station? Oh my goodness, I did. Oh, that's why it's not been working. It should totally be working. Yeah, I have to link the redstone. That's why. I mean, the post box, right? I forgot to link the post box to the actual train station. Yep, I'm an absolute derp. Now, I will come back for you, package, because you are actually requested. But yeah, I mean, this only works if I have actually clicked this. Oh man, I feel like a total goof. Yeah, this has to be clicked here. And then, beautiful. Now it's in there, and now we have a package in it. Now the train should work. I don't even think I have to modify it any more than it already is. I probably would have worked with the other settings as well. But you know, it never hurts. Now, the only thing I have thought to do here is we have our two going in positions here where we have go to blaze rods, for example, back and forth. I want to make this a little bit better, however. Now I'm trying to reformat everything, and I think what I'm going to need to do to be able to not pick up or have this travel to go get redstone right off the bat, just in case it was to go first, I'll have to change this up, and we're going to use some other kind of notation. So we'll do mall underscore, and this is where we are going to categorize the individual things. For example, iron, and then we can do comma copper, and then comma quartz, for example, and brass. Then we close this up and we do underscore CA, but we're not going to be able to fit that. That's unfortunate. I mean, but we could do an asterisk after this. So then it's mall underscore, and then all of those things filtered, and then we have an asterisk. I guess we could have also included the not or an exclamation point and done not redstone in this same format potentially, but I think that is a good filter right here. And then for our redstone, we could just do mall underscore redstone to be very specific on that too. So now with the new formatting, I should have it should try to go to the foundry first, then it's going to go grab the blaze rods because it is going to wrap around, that is upon its route. Then it's going to try to deliver either this right here, if it does reach that first, or it's going to try to deliver the blaze rods. Either way, it's going to work, because then after it tries to do that, it's going to try to deliver whatever's left over, whether it went to the first or not. And if there's nothing there, it's just going to continue on. And then the next stop will be going and fetching the redstone, which it should, if it made it to Stam's area, it should already be there to pick it up. And so it would pick it up. If not, it's going to travel there to pick it up. And then if it's not doing any of that, it's going to end up setting stationary at spawn yard. Yeah, it's a lot. Big problem here though is I don't really know like where the spawn yard 2 is at. Like, I guess we're gonna find out, and hopefully we don't have anything already setting there. Tell you what though, it is a lot of logistics that goes into all of this. I mean, a lot. Okay, so train yard 2 is Stam's area, so I do gotta pop in here and figure out which train station this is, because I don't want it blocking this. So maybe spawn yard 6 would work. And then we just need it to travel to spawn yard 6. Wait, where are you going? What? I was about to say, wait, spawn yard 6 is all the way over here. Where's it traveling to? Oh no, we can't have it blocking this either. Oh, we are going to have it shuttling through locations. So yeah, apparently it tried to reroute itself. I'm not sure what it was doing. So instead, I'll have it travel to the foundry station, then I'll have it wrap around and loop. So it'll do a loop between the foundry station and the blaze rod area, constantly looping that whole station until it gets any of these packages to be delivered. And fingers crossed that that actually functions correctly. Oh boy, there is a lot of trial and error here. And it might have taken a while to get the redstone in, but it's in. Oh, and it means that this whole system is now functioning. Oh, that is fantastic. And just in time too, because my brain is absolutely fried after today. So is my right-click stamina from literally flying back and forth between my base areas and Stam's areas and the nether and all of that. So now if you found today's episode pretty confusing, don't worry, because I also was quite confused. But if you did enjoy, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and well, give this video a huge thumbs up. And now, I guess with that being said, we got big projects ahead of us, and it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to BADX91. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me and continue to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. You absolute boss. And guys, I thank all of you and look forward to seeing you in the next one. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.